What's happening, guys? Safety Liner C2 here. Thank you to everyone who submitted something for this video. I posted on my community tab a couple weeks ago at this point, asking to send in pictures of the second gen so that I could show them off. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So just real quick note before we get started, I got a ton of submissions. Again, thank you to everyone who submitted. But just because of the amount, I'm only going to be able to show off one per person. So if you did submit multiple things, that is perfectly fine, and I will just show those off in future picture videos. And secondly, if you don't see any of your submissions in here, I'm recording this about probably a week in advance of when I'm actually going to release this. So don't worry, I am going to show your pictures off. It'll, again, just be in a future video. The first one was submitted by TexasGamer21. Take a look at this. We have a first gen towing a second gen. So this is actually pretty cool. They converted the first gen into a tow truck and kind of outfitted it as such. You can see that they removed the red warning lights and put more ambers on there as kind of like a caution lights. You know, some people say that the first gens are way more reliable than the second gens, and you know, with this picture, I'd say point goes to the first gen. This picture comes from Bus 1. Obviously we can see that this is some sort of private company. Kinda strange how they kept the yellow on the roof cap but painted the rest of the bus white and green, which I think looks fine. I can't imagine that they use this as an actual school bus. They would use this for activities or charters or whatever, even if they do still have the school bus features on them. Now we have a picture from ItIGo23. We are looking at a Magnolia ISD CE. We've looked at Magnolia ISD before in a Lots of Lots episode, and I mean, look at this. This is a sharp bus. The only thing that's kind of throwing me off is the route changer on the driver's side. That's a very weird option. I think the only thing I would add to this bus is either a striped bumper or a crossing gate, because it just looks like it's missing something up there. This picture was submitted by Joshua with the buses. We are looking at a North Carolina CE now. I know the rub rails are red, but they really look pink. And pair that with kind of the gold-looking reflective tape, I think that's really interesting. And also notice that we have a red streamer up at the top. It also appears that this bus has AC, and while I might not like the specs that they put on their school buses, I do gotta give North Carolina credit for their activity buses. Next was this picture submitted by Rose City School Bus Man. It's an 09 CE with a MaxForce DT. This bus is apparently being used to store paint, and it looks like this bus actually might need a little bit of a paint job. Can see that this is a CE200 based off of the emblem, and we have one of the large route changers that just says fun on it. Next was this picture submitted by Jalen. It's a 2022 CE. There's nothing much that really stands out about it. I'd say this is a pretty normal looking CE here. Normally I say warning light visors belong on the bus, but I don't know, there's just something about it that this is okay to not have them on there. Next we have these two CEs that were submitted by Eclipse. These are Indiana buses and appear to be 2018s based off of the number. We have under storage, cowl turn signals. The bus appears to have full LED lights. These two are not looking too bad. Next we've got a 2024 CE submitted by Bus 93. This bus is Virginia spec. Notice the lack of a roof logo. That pretty much gives it away. Again, we've got under storage on this bus. We've also got AC, crossing gate, some LED warning lights. Yeah, these buses are pretty sharp, and unfortunately some of the last second gen CEs that will ever be made. This picture was submitted anonymously. We're looking again at another 2024 CE, this time New York spec. Nothing too crazy here. I do gotta point out in the background though, even though this is not the focus of the video, the C2 with the black fenders. That's a really interesting spec for New York. Normally I wouldn't see that there. But yeah, LED warning lights, no warning light covers. We got the number on the hood. It appears we have a white roof on there, and was apparently one of 8 ordered for the district. Take a look at this 2012 Charter CE that was submitted by Jeepin. This is in New York, but if you look at it, you can tell that it was not originally from New York. This was a Florida bus. The color fade and dual stop signs pretty much gave it away for me. Pair that with incandescent warning lights and no covers to go with that, that's pretty much a dead giveaway, all of that combined. Yeah, so really interesting to see a Florida bus drive around in New York. The next CE was submitted by Shakura's Awesome 58. We can see that this is a Canadian CE. We can tell that based off of the black hood, which is a pretty big hint. The light above the door is generally a pretty big hint, but pair that with 2 languages on the emergency exit window, that's a dead giveaway right there. We have an airfoil in the back. Notice that the IC logo is above the first window, most likely because of that light that was placed above there. There's also under storage and a camera on the front of the grille. This next CE was submitted by Parker. This is a Colorado CE, but take a look at what we have on the back. We have a backing sign on there. This is such a cool spec that you don't really see on buses. This is one of my favorite kind of odd specs. Basically all it would do is just flash the word backing at you. It could have been solid, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty positive it was flash. But yeah, just do that whenever the bus is backing up and just kind of, I don't know, it looks pretty cool. We also have black on white, stop on flashing red, and if the license plate wasn't there, I could definitely see this getting mistaked as an Ohio bus. We've got another 2024 CE that was submitted by Zach, who said that this is the new 83 passenger variant, full LED Connecticut spec, with a backup camera, air ride driver's seat and rear suspension, electric door, Cummins rated at 240 horsepower, engine brake, air horn, beautiful bus, and I definitely agree that it is. It was built in January of 23 and finished the school year with just under 6,000 miles. Best bus I've driven. Like I said, that's a beautiful bus. Normally I would avoid the black hood and I had the white roof on there, but man, this bus looks sharp. This 06 CE was submitted by bus 238. It is bus 208. And we're looking at a Kentucky bus here. The hood must have been replaced because the colors just do not match up at all. Looks to be a pretty typical Kentucky bus to me. We have the crossing gate up front, we have under storage on there, we have the fender mounted turn signals. But yeah, I wonder if this bus is still around. This picture was submitted by John. It's a 2018 New York CE. Honestly, just add a white roof on here and I think this would look fine. We are getting dangerously close to North Carolina specs on here, but I love the New York school bus sign on there. It also appears we have under storage. But otherwise, I do gotta say, the bus looks to be in pretty good condition for the most part. This picture was submitted by Aiden. We are looking at a 2022 Florida Spec CE. Smack on the side, Durham School Services. Otherwise, pretty typical Florida bus. We have the yellow rims, dual stop signs, no warning light covers, just like we mentioned earlier. And it also appears that the bus is handicapped. You can see what appears to be the handicapped sticker right below the turn signals. This one was submitted by PopCO5, and the thing I wanted to point out on this one is that we have the striped bumper and a crossing gate. Normally I only see one or the other. You don't normally see them paired together, but it's a little too much. I think that's just because we have the yellow roof on there, so it's just like a little bit more yellow than, you know, what I prefer. If it had one or the other, that'd be fine, but, you know, having both of them and then a yellow roof is just too much yellow for me. As much as I don't want to show off this CE because of the name on the side of the bus, I feel it's only appropriate because they did get a decent amount of CEs, but this was submitted by 747 Cuber. First bus we've seen so far in this video with yellow door frames. Again, we have a yellow roof on there, we have a crossing gate, and the winter front on there. Project 29 submitted this 2010 New York CE with a MaxForce DT. Definitely needs a little bit of a cleanup. It appears that the under storage area has kind of started to rust. And is it just me, or does that emergency exit seem really far up there? Otherwise, I think the only thing I want to mention is I'm glad we have a white roof on this one. This one was submitted by Chief. We are looking at a Klein ISD CE. I happen to know this district fairly well. This was a neighboring district to Cy-Fair, so I've definitely seen these buses plenty of times before. One thing I did like about Klein specs when I was living there is that they had that style of stop sign, which I didn't really see too much of there on any sort of bus, so just to see that on the buses was a nice change of pace. Tony submitted this picture of a CE. It appears that we have another Virginia one based off of the lack of a roof logo. Otherwise, not much to say here. We have the crossing gate, white roof, route changer, and it appears that the bus has all incandescents. Trucker57 submitted this picture and said that this is either a 23 or 24 CE that is replacing the 2008 Vision that's right next to it. The bus was delivered about a week before the pictures were taken, and it's believed that the bus has a Cummins 6.7 in it. So the reason I'm showing this picture, not like the front of it, is because it shows Ohio's new stop lettering on the back, which is a thing, I guess. As far as I'm aware, the state is saying that all buses have to have this lettering on it now and not just new buses coming in, which is, you know, kind of weird and stupid. I don't really know how I feel about it. I've kind of been, you know, hit or miss with just the giant stop on the back anyways. But definitely out of the two, I prefer the normal black lettering. Let me know what you all think in the comments below. This picture was submitted by WLB5. The reason I point this one out is because of the reflective number above the door. Numbers above the door is something I'm okay with. I mean, heck, I even rode buses in Maryland like that. But the reflective tape up there just kind of looks weird. I can see why they would put it up there, but I don't like that. Otherwise, we got some more reflective tape on the bus. We can see that it is a handy bus, and that's about it. We've got another handy bus right here that was submitted by Bus Driver 71. It's a 2024 CE. Crossing gate up front, LEDs, the fender turn signals, and just it being a brand new bus. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Project 24 submitted yet another Kentucky bus. Just like the other one we were looking at, this bus has understorage, fender turn signals, a crossing gate up front, no warning light visors. It's a pretty typical Kentucky bus that we're looking at here. This picture was submitted by Nate. It appears that we're looking at another Connecticut bus here. It's a DATCO bus. Notice how we have the stacked number on the hood. Kind of looks a little bit weird. You know, again, I'm kind of iffy on that one. I don't know. No roof logo, white roof, black hood, crossing gate, cowl turn signals. I mean, this is pretty much just the older version of the other Connecticut CE that we were looking at earlier. This picture was submitted by Rockland Bus Guy, and again, we have some more Minnesota-looking New York CEs. I like how they painted the grille black. I think that kind of makes it work better, and I would be interested to see this one, or any CE like this, or any bus like this, with a black hood as well. I think that'd be an interesting combination. Otherwise, pretty typical New York bus, not too much to point out here. This picture was submitted by Dead Channel. It is a Texas Spec CE. It's kind of weird seeing a Texas CE with a yellow roof. I feel like I never saw that many of those living there. Like, I know they existed, but it's just kind of weird to see those. This one was submitted by Bus 16. We're taking a look at a Minnesota bus here. Just like I was saying earlier, Minnesota has the black fenders, black hood. Pair that with the tinted windows and black window posts, I think this is a pretty sharp looking bus. I don't think I've seen that particular mix before, but it works really well. Project 127 owns this 2007 ICCE, bus number 135. It's a former Ohio bus. We can see where the ID went up front. I also love that extra turn signal on the back of the hood. I've loved that on CEs, and I hope that they can carry that over into the 3rd gen CE, but I highly doubt that they will. Otherwise, it's not that bad looking of a bus. I think the only thing, and the thing I expect to see in the next bus update, is that IC logo above the door being replaced. What an absolutely gorgeous 2021 CE that was sent in by Brianna. We have a streamer, tinted windows, black window posts, understorage, striped bumper, chrome grille. This bus looks sharp. I didn't even mention the cowl turn signal on there. Didn't notice that. But the only thing I don't like about this is the number. I always say, and I will stand by this, don't mix and match numbers and letters in a bus. Number. DeMarco sent in this picture of a CE, and this bus has an acceptable version of a number above the door to me. It has a cowl turn signal that appears to be LED, can't 100% tell from this angle. I like that we have a crossing gate on there, and of course the white roof too. Next we have this picture submitted by Brian. It is a 2009 CE. Again, we're looking at yet another Kentucky bus, and again, pretty much the same specs we've been looking at, except for this one's a shorty, and obviously does not have understorage on there. Next we have yet another Texas Spec CE, this time from San Antonio ISD, that was submitted by Albert, who, by the way, has a great channel that y'all should go check out. Dual stop signs, ads on the buses, strobe light in the back, school bus on the side. Yeah, this is a great looking bus to me, but might be a little bit biased towards Texas buses. Adam submitted this West Virginia Spec CE, all LEDs, cowl turn signals. We have the extra fog lights down at the bottom, crossing gate, understorage, white roof. Yeah, this is a This is a really good looking bus right here. I do think that this bus though would work pretty well with fender mounted turn signals. Next up we have this picture from Nishan, who said that he would either send me the best spec CE or his best picture of a CE, and I was gonna go with the best spec CE, but upon looking at this picture, man oh man, I had to definitely go with the best picture of a CE. It's a 2022 CE, everything on there appears to be full LED, yellow roof, and like I said, this is just a phenomenal picture. And last but not least, we got a picture submitted by Noah. We're looking at a 2023 CE. This is again another kind of bare bones bus. We do have an LED stop sign on there, incandescent warning lights, but you know what? This bus looks fine. I like it. Alright, and there you have it. That was a lot, and I'm sure I'm going to have a blast editing this video. Thank you again to everyone who submitted this, and make sure and be on the lookout because maybe we'll do another one of these like themed picture videos in the future, so make sure and check my community tab every so often. And again, if you submitted multiple or you didn't see your submission in here, I will save those for future picture videos, so don't worry. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I always do appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe right down here. It's a magical white button that says you are now subscribed to Safety Liner C2. Make sure you comment up here, down here, over here, or over here. I don't know where they put it, down in care where they put it. Make sure you also give this video a thumbs up, or I'm going to end up having to work like 15 hours on this edit, and I've already got my work cut out for me. And make sure you also share this video with a friend. Show it to your mom, show it to your dad, show it to a guy on a random street. I don't care, don't let anything happen to you. So yeah guys, that's going to do it for this video, and thanks for watching.